what legacy will you leave as a coach? Have you ever even thought about that? You're in a great profession. It's very noble. Today, I think it's harder than it was when I started because of what Dr. Hinman was saying. These parents, man, they're on you. In my community, they're not. In my community, I've probably had 5 parents that have given me a hard time in 28 years. And I can't imagine being in this area or even South County. Oh my gosh, South County, where you're from, must have been a nightmare dealing with those parents.
Coda de casa, man. The housewives, they'll come right to your door.
So it's a double-edged sword for me. It's like I don't get any support, but then I don't have anybody emailing me or yelling at me or questioning anything I do. So I'll take that. I'm going to take it because that's what I'm used to. So how do you want to be remembered? What do you want to be remembered for? Do you even want to leave a legacy? I don't know. Why are you doing this? Why are you into coaching? Is this your passion? For me, at 16 years old, I said I want to be a teacher and a coach. That's it. And that's what I did. Okay. So I don't know if some of you fell into this, but you're doing it. And it's time to start thinking about what kind of legacy you want to leave. Okay? Or if you even want to leave a legacy. What are they going to say at your funeral? Open mic. What are your players going to say about you? Are they going to talk about your wins and losses? 414 wins. Glabb had 71 losses and 26 league championships. And Glabb had 13 CFL. Are they going to get up and talk about the 18 state place winners I have, the 2 high school national champions? Are they going to talk about that stuff at my funeral? Is that the legacy? Okay.
Pretty good.
What are your players going to say about you? Yeah, I'm 90.
What are they going to say about me? I make them throw up at practice.
Is that how you want to be remembered?
Absolutely.
I have the kids write out their stories for me, and then when the teachers call and complain, I email it to them. And now the teacher goes, oh, okay, I get it. And then that teacher starts caring about them a little bit more. Brian, do you want me to wrap it up? Or, okay. Well, almost here.
We're going to have to push back at some point.
Okay. So if our winner athlete asks for help, help them. Which one of these kids is undocumented? Can you tell? Which one's undocumented? There's a kid up there that's undocumented. He lived in hotels his whole life. His mother's undocumented. He came to me one day at practice and said, hey, I came home last night and they said my mom was arrested. What? What for? I don't know. Nobody knew why. He was just renting a room out at a house. I don't know why. And I said, okay, we're going over to the jail. And I went over to the jail and I found out his mom stabbed her boyfriend. She had a warrant out for her arrest, and she's going to be deported. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's undocumented. His sisters are living in San Diego. He's here by himself now. What do you do, Coach? What do you do with this kid? He's a good kid. Works hard. 2-time CF place winner. What do I do? I start getting on the phone. I start making phone calls. I try to find a place for this kid to stay. And then one of my ex-wrestlers' moms took him in for 2 years. And because his mom was deported, he was able to get all his papers because he was abandoned here. And we were able to find a lawyer to help him work through all that stuff. Right? So we have these kids on our team. You might not have as many as I do, but they're out there. And they'll tell you their whole story if you ask them. I ask them all the time, hey, you have a dad at home? No. No dad. No dad. No dad. No dad. Well, dad's around, but when I say no dad, they're just not in their life. Okay? And that's where you come in. You become the father, you become the mother, you become the family. So, this is how I want to be remembered. I don't know how you want to be remembered, but I want to be remembered. He changed my life. It's because of him. He's like a father. I love him. I just had a retirement. I retired from coaching because my son's going to start wrestling at Costa Mesa High School, and I just knew after 28 years it was time to pack it up. So I had a little retirement party, and 17 people came and spoke. One of them was Bubba. Remember Bubba, the fighter? You know what Bubba said? I was kicked out of school. I was sent to Mexico. I was kicked out everywhere I went, everything I did. Even looked at the principal and goes, you kicked me out of school all the time? Glabb, you're the only one that didn't kick me out. Yeah, he cussed me out. He caused a lot of trouble for me. But he showed up every day, and I'm not going to give up on that kid if he shows up every day. Now he's a man. He's a grown man. He goes, you're the only one who didn't give up on me. Is that what you want to be remembered for? What would that kid have done if I would have kicked him out? I'll tell you what he did do. That kid, I got too many stories. Sorry, guys. Way too many stories. He inspired kids when they felt their weakest. He helped me find God, one who did not give up on us. I don't know where the team would be without you. I'm the man I am today because of wrestling. Okay? That's the power you have. That's the impact you can make on these kids. Oh, real quick. So my son went to a wrestling camp, and a friend of mine used to coach out in Lake Elsinore, and my son came back and told me about this coach. He said, Dad, I talked to him. He had a bunch of kids there at camp. This is what they said. He's lazy. He doesn't care about any of us. He's a horrible coach. I'm going, oh my gosh. I knew he wasn't that good, but that is brutal to hear from one of your athletes. Brutal. I don't know. I wouldn't want any one kid to say that about me. So, all right. So what legacy will you leave as a coach? That's it. Think about it. I'm done. And you got my book. If you want some curriculum for it, if you want me to come out and share with the kids, I can do that. I have curriculum for this. It's all intrinsic motivation-based curriculum. Each chapter has a principle that you'll learn, whether it's perseverance or choices or second chances. So I guess that wraps it up. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Okay. Thank you.